Testing, testing, testing. Did that work? I have no idea why that would work. Um, okay, is it still working? I literally have no idea what I did to fix it. um, okay, cool. Sorry, y'all. It's been a bit of a disaster past day. Oh, you like my Carcass shirt? It's their most underrated album. Fucking oh my god, what is it even called? Swan Song? Yeah, that shit rips. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that. I did it yesterday. Well, my friend did it for me. I think it actually looks pretty fucking sick on camera. I wasn't 100% sure when I first did it because um it's a little bit darker than I'm used to. It's usually a bit more vibrant. And this has some gray tones in it that I'm not accustomed to, but I actually think it looks pretty beautiful. I'm a big fan. Thank you. I wanted to go with your recommendation and get the Joico hair dye. I couldn't find it anywhere. You just had to order it like online, and I had already scheduled with my friend to dye my hair, and it wasn't gonna arrive in time, so we had to just make it happen. So this is Manic Panic. Trying that because it's supposed to last longer than Arctic Fox, which is what I've been using, and that didn't last very long. So I want to get this more out of the way. It's fine, I guess. Thanks, friends. All right. Okay, I'm gonna click away from this tab, and hopefully it still works. Do we still have sound? Can we confirm that we still have sound? Jesus. Okay. Maybe next time. Yeah, Manic Panic seems to be working okay. I just know that it's like way more pigmented. Okay, still sound. Sick. Literally have no idea why that worked. I just literally clicked on the stream health tab, and then now there was sound. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, we are now a full 35. Maybe not 35. A full 25 minutes after I said I would be live. So thank you all for waiting for me. Okay, what I was saying before I realized I had no sound was that the thing that I'm doing to fix the issue that we've been having, because if you've been hanging out with me for a minute, you'll know that for the past few weeks, at around the hour 50 or hour and a half mark, the 90-minute mark, the stream just like takes a shit and starts skipping frames and big gaps and buffering, the whole nine, right? And I think that was because of the way that I was having StreamYard and YouTube communicate. It's a bit complicated, but now I'm having it directly through YouTube Studio. So that's why I messed up and had a dummy stream for about 20 seconds, and that's why it took me a second to get this set up, and that's apparently why there was no sound for a second. We're learning as we go. Okay. Thank you all. Okay, now, I almost didn't do this today. I almost bailed on you all, and let me tell you why. I decided to power through, but oh, real quick, I wanted to say, I love Carcass, but only the first three songs. Swan Song is good, but it just isn't Carcass to me. We have opposite Carcass tastes, because to me, Heartwork and Up are like is Carcass to me is like what I look for, is what I like in them as a band. I like their early stuff too, but I really like their melodic death metal stuff and their more experimental sort of catchy stuff. That's more my speed for what they are doing. Jeez, I have a lot of notifications. Okay. Dude, Hard Work rips. That's just like Riff City. I don't how can you hate that shit? It's so good. Surgical Steel is my favorite though. That's always probably gonna be my favorite Carcass album. So it was the first one I heard, actually. I heard it when it came out, and that was my introduction to them as a band, and I was like, bro, this is Riff City. Still probably some of my favorite guitar riffs of all time on that album. I got Chinese food for dinner, so we got the Coke on the stream. I might be burping a lot, so hopefully you're into that or whatever. Okay. As I was saying, I almost bailed on this. Oh, what did I get? I got General Tso's tofu. That's my either that or homestyle tofu are like my go-tos. My go-tofus. Chinese fried tofu is my favorite thing on the planet Earth to eat. Like I could eat that every day for the rest of my life. It's so good. I don't know how they do it, man. At these and I mean it's not just there. I mean I guess I can buy it at the store, the like kind of puff tofu stuff. I don't know. I've been cooking tofu for like 12 years and I still haven't I still haven't gotten it 100% down to get it like restaurant quality or the precise texture that I want it. I can make it at home where it's good, but it is different when you get takeout, you know? Anyway, so last night I went to see Zootopia 2, which was a banger, by the way. Shout out Judy Hopps. And I came home and Val, my roommate, is on vacation this week. He's out of town. And so I'm taking care of the puppy dog all week. And so I was kind of preparing for that and everything and getting packed and helping him and rearranging for him to get to the airport and stuff. And at about midnight, Val said, "Hey, there's blood on the floor, and there's blood in the litter box, and Pluto just came out of the litter box. It's definitely from Pluto." And we took a look at her just to see where she was bleeding from, and it was just out of her ass, just straight up. Her anus was bleeding, and from what I understand, that is really bad. So me and my friend just got her in the car, went to the nearest emergency vet that was open. It was closed. And so I started calling around to different emergency vets because they're not all open at fucking midnight, right? I started driving to the one about 25 minutes out, and they put me on hold for almost that entire drive. So by the time I got there, they answered me and they were like, "Yeah, we're at capacity. We can't see any new patients." And to be honest with you, pretty much everywhere in Richmond is at capacity. And we were like, is there literally anywhere that we can check? And they gave us a number of someone who might have an opening. Called them and they said no. Called every single place in Richmond, they said no. Called even outside of like our city. So like I was calling out in Fredericksburg. The closest place emergency vet that was taking patients was in Virginia Beach. So a 2-hour drive. And this whole time, Pluto is extremely stressed, sitting in the car, fucking losing it. And, you know, at this point, it's 1:30 in the morning, something like that. And so the options are drive her all the way to fucking Virginia Beach, get there at 3:30, 3-ish, something like that. Hope they don't have a wait because they couldn't guarantee it, you know? And maybe get her seen, right? Or take her home so that she's not stressed out in the car and just monitor at home and see how she's doing. And so we made the call to just take her home because I think the stress of the drive in the carrier would have been more than it was worth. So we got her home and she was very active and very like social, very cuddly, very hungry. She was begging me for food, and we took a look at her butt again, and it was not bleeding anymore, and it seemed to like be retracting. After looking into it more, she had like a small prolapse that was then bleeding. Not 100% sure what caused that. But essentially we felt safe enough to just keep an eye on her and hope she's okay. So, but for a while I literally thought she was going to die again. I mean, she's literally just bleeding out of like orifices. So like that could have been internal bleeding, that could have been anything. But it looks like it's just some irritation or whatever. She's been fine today. She's still eating. She's still very active. She's too active, in fact. She's supposed to be resting. And the plan was to call my regular vet this morning, but they're closed today, probably because of the snow or a staff shortage or something. So tomorrow, the plan is to call them and get a plan in place for what kind of care she needs. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. I'm hoping it won't be too difficult and too expensive. But I just took Bigwig to the vet to get his final shots and get his yearly blood work. So that was another $110 that I had to put on the credit card. And, tomorrow we're probably going to have another appointment. So I don't know what that's going to look like. Suffice it to say, I was extremely stressed last night and I didn't have much sleep. And I don't know, man. It's been months of this, and it's just been this sort of felt like I don't know how many more of these I got in me, It's just so much. It's so much stress. It's so much. I've not been eating well like the past couple months because all of my energy has been into this and other things, but this especially. I mean, look, right there. That's her. That's Pluto right there on the fucking screen, and it keeps like being scary and then it keeps being okay, but it isn't just like going away, it's not like a thing where she's like better and there's nothing to like worry about for the foreseeable future. Like Bigwig is okay. He gets into trouble and like he got outside and he brought back some scabs and probably some fleas, and like so he had a bit of a moment where we had to get him situated, but it was never like life threatening and he's like fine now, but with her it's been since May that she's been in emergency mode, and like there was a nice gap there, but like past couple months it's been really rough, and so like I don't know, I don't want this to be like a pity party or just like me begging for money or something, but like I have like car repairs that need to be done that I can't afford because I keep having to take my cats to the vet. I have like other things I need to get and do. Like it's just a whole thing, right? Like, and it's brutal, but if it's bright red blood, then I would say maybe IBS or an anal fissure, possibly. At least that I would say for a human. I mean, I could DM you the pictures. I have way too many pictures of my cat's butthole on my phone right now. But it was at first, yeah. So there's definitely something going on, but it looks like we're at the point where it's not life-threatening, so it's a good sign that she has energy and is eating and drinking. Yeah, she's using the bathroom. It's just like whenever she uses the bathroom, it flares up a little bit again. So it's definitely like something going on at the site as opposed to internal bleeding or something. So it's great that we've ruled that out more or less. But yeah, I'm not scared of blood. No, it's not even it's just kind of a gross picture of a cat's asshole, you know? I'm not like trying to send that to everybody, but I appreciate it. You are a nurse, so. So she's in my room right now because she's trying to be too active and she's begging for food and being annoying, and Bigwig is trying to play with her and like he needs to be careful. Because her ass is bleeding. Be careful about that, you know? Anyway, I have had a headache and have not felt good all day just because I didn't sleep and I didn't eat yesterday and I'm just fucking spent, right? So I was I had my friend over because it's their birthday and we watched Santa Sangre together. I fucking fell asleep halfway through it. I just completely exhausted, you know. I just like smoked a little bit of weed to help me eat my food and then I just fucking zonked out. It's brutal. So I got to rewatch the second half of that, but my friend liked it a lot, which is nice. It was definitely interesting. It wasn't totally grabbing me like in the first half, but it was definitely pretty good. And I think it's going to be better in the second half. So just from what I was seeing, dipping in and out of sleep. Oh my God, yeah. I have really great friends. I just want to say that. Like, depression likes to tell me that, you know, everything's terrible and nothing matters and no one cares about me. But like, I really do have a lot of great friends and a really great, solid community here. And it's pretty great. So thank you all for that. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to all my friends that have helped me through these past few months and this past couple fucking years. Yeah, it's been brutal, but we're powering through. So yeah, I woke up when the movie was over at 6:45. I was like, I don't think I can fucking stream tonight, y'all. I'm so fucking tired. But I got up and took care of a couple things, and I was like, all right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. We're not gonna fucking. I don't know when a better time is to do it this week, and this is the time that seems to work for most people, so we're just gonna do it. And I feel better now. I feel more awake. I feel actually like I needed a little nap, and I feel more rested. So thankfully I did have a second to actually wake up. And yeah. Thanks everybody. That's really sweet. Hi Nosferatu, thanks for being here. Yeah. Yeah. This is actually my first, help me out here. How do you pronounce his name? Jodorowsky? That's how I've heard it, I think. It's actually the first one I've ever seen. I've had that Arrow box set of his triple feature for years. I haven't touched it yet, but I'm doing some research for a project and okay, cool. And so I'm watching a couple of his films. So that's the first one. And yeah, we'll see. We will see after that. I think the next one I'm going to watch is El Topo. So we'll have to see about that. It is a really cool aesthetic that he has because it's like Chilean filmmaker. Jodorowsky. Oh, okay. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. That's so obvious. I don't know why I hear it with a Y sound. I wonder which culture got their claws on that. Jodorowsky. That makes sense. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, I don't know too much about him, but I saw that that Santa Sangre was a Mexican-Italian co-production, which is definitely evident on the screen, right? It's like a Mexican Buñuel mixed with Fellini, right? Like, but it's like more fucked up than both of those things. It's cool. Did you see Jodorowsky's Dune? I did not. No, I'm completely virginal when it comes to this man's work and related things about him. This is a fun prop for today. So there's a Edgar Allan Poe museum in town. And they actually had the same idea for naming their cats as I did. So one of the cats was named Pluto, and she passed away, unfortunately, but they made a plush of her. So this is my Pluto plush, and it looks just like my Pluto. Isn't that cute? Isn't that good? Look at that. It's not showing up on screen. Oh, let me switch tabs. Maybe it'll show better. Yeah, that's better. Look at that. Look at that cat. There's this cat's butthole. Much less gross than my cats. I have all sorts of fun plushies in front of me. Should I do a little show and tell? Here's the sloth. This is the softest thing I've ever felt in my life. It's crazy. All right. And then what? He's fallen over. I have this little handmade, locally made little Baphomet demon guy. That's pretty good, right? And then the last one that I have, they're not wanting to sit up, but that's okay. I mean, there's more. I'm not going to show all of them though, but the last big one I have is my Black Phillip. Isn't that cute? This is just a regular ass goat plushie, but when I bought it on Amazon, every single one of the reviews was referencing the witch, so we were all there for the same reason. My real cats like to jump up there and knock shit over, so okay, I'm glad that everybody liked the Pluto plush. That was fun for me. Sorry, I'm a little bit congested. It's a year-long thing. All right, y'all, we're here to dunk on fucking Quentin Tarantino today, right? That's our main thing. That's the main thing on the agenda today. We might do some movie reviews too, but you know, it's the whole thing. Have I read about the real Black Phillip, like the goat that plays him? Yeah, apparently he was a fucking nightmare to work with, and is just a cool guy. Yeah, big fan. Black cats and goats sensing a theme. Those are my favorite animals of all time. Goated. I used to say goats were my favorite animals, but it's cats. Come on. It's cats, right? Like, you know? Anyway. I've got a laundry list of goddamn articles to talk about today for what this man has been up to as of late. I don't know, the whole bloody affair came out, and it seems like he's doing a media tour of some kind and speaking. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That will go straight into my vet appointment, hopefully tomorrow, and hopefully it is a reasonable cost. But we'll see. If it's some kind of fucking nightmare, then, you know. All right, that takes us, what, 28% of the way to our tip goal? Let's go. Running that shit back. Thank you to our favorite anonymous tipper, Godzilla's fucking dancing. You know what the fuck it is. If you want to contribute to that. Pinned chat. You can do that. It's a thing that can happen for you and for me and for Godzilla. So I'm just saying. Thank you. All right, fucking let's go, y'all. All right, yeah, he's on some fucking media tour, and you know, it seems like when Tarantino makes a movie, it's all chill and good because they're really good and people like them, and you know it goes over well, generally speaking. But when he speaks, it's like a whole different thing, right? A whole different story, completely completely different sort of vibe here. Unfortunate, right? All right, let me share this article. Uh-huh. All right. Tarantino controversy explained why the director is criticizing beloved actors and who came to their defense. Longtime listener, first time caller here. Do people still say that? Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. Tarantino's bringing people out of the woodwork to speak. Yeah, feel free to be active in the chat. Makes my job easier. I appreciate it. For as long as he's been famous, Tarantino's opinions and his particular ways of sharing them have riled up fans. So this article comes to us from Entertainment Weekly. Did he shit on Owen Wilson too? I forgot about that. Okay. Okay, so he had a podcast with Bret Easton Ellis, who is the author of my favorite book of all time, but is similarly a seemingly like fucking white guy douchebag. At least he's gay. He has something going for him, I guess, right? At least I think he is, right? Am I making that up? Hold on. Hold on. Is Bret Easton Ellis gay? Yes. Okay, I didn't make that up. He has publicly discussed his identity and experience as a gay man, as well as his criticism of what he calls, quote, the gatekeepers of politically correct gayness. The woke mob coming for gay men. I don't know, man. The cis gays. Gotta watch them. That's all I'm saying. Okay. To discuss his top 20 films of the 21st century so far. Okay, so this is the interview that got him in all this trouble. Why are people mad at him? Well, Tarantino is among the most openly opinionated. Let me move my microphone a little bit so I can actually see my screen. Okay, that should be okay, right? Known for scoffing at established classics and institutions, well, yeah, he likes B movies, which is cool and good. We're into that, right? No one is a better actor than Tarantino. His Oscar-worthy performance in From Dusk Till Dawn is still lauded to this day. Yeah, it's incredible, right? Tarantino's interviews vary greatly depending on who's interviewing him. His most recent interview with Elvis Mitchell was pretty lovely compared to the Ellis one. Disparaged several veteran actors, typically considered to be among the more professional, talented, and likable in the industry. Chief among them is Paul Dano, an Emmy and Golden Globe nominated performer who's worked with many of the best filmmakers working today, from Steven Spielberg and Bong Joon-ho to Steve McQueen and Denis Villeneuve. Is that how you pronounce his name? Okay. It was Dano's gonzo, hugely lauded performance as Eli Sunday and his brother Paul in Paul Thomas Anderson's Oscar-winning film There Will Be Blood that rankled Tarantino. Speaking with Ellis, he called Dano, quote, the weakest male actor in SAG and, quote, the limpest dick in the world. Okay. This is going to come up a lot. Tarantino's weird fixation with, like, masculinity and homosexuality and this, that, and the other. He continued, quote, he is weak sauce, man. He's a weak sister. Just such a weak, uninteresting guy. Okay. Here's the coolest thing about Tarantino. He owns the only film print of Manos, The Hands of Fate, and that goes pretty hard. Well, we all contain multitudes, right? I do think that this is maybe being blown a little bit out of proportion. Like, it's not the worst thing he's ever said, and like, you know, there's other things going on in the world that are much more outrage worthy than this. But that being said, come on, man. I I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say, I have been on this train for a minute saying that Paul Dano is like one of the GOATs and like one of our best working actors. Like, I think he is incredible. I remember seeing 12 Years a Slave in theaters, and everything about that movie blew me away. It's a perfect film. It's one of the best fucking movies ever made. But one thing that stuck out to me, just because I hadn't ever seen him before, was Paul Dano's performance. I left the theater thinking that his character was among the most like chilling aspects of the whole film. Like, he is reprehensible in that movie, and he pulls it off so well. I mean, yeah, everybody's fucking firing in all cylinders in that one, but his performance is so fucking like evil and like contemptible and obviously odious that like it really stuck with me. And I was like, wow, that was really good. And then I saw Prisoners, which is something I've been meaning to rewatch since I saw it in the theater. And goddamn, his performance in that, I was just like, dude, this is like the best actor like working today. And then I saw Little Miss Sunshine, and I was like, this dude is fucking goated. I had that opinion until I saw The Batman. And if I'm being honest, I think his performance as the Riddler leaves much to be desired. I think it's way too over the top and silly. There's one scene in particular that feels like a complete joke to me. But that's just one. He's not the worst in it, you know, and that's just kind of one miss amongst a fucking, what am I looking for? Resume of bangers, right? So I've been on this for a minute, saying that he is like something special and like an incredible actor. Another thing is that I think the main and maybe only flaw in There Will Be Blood is when the brother character is introduced, and there's really they don't do a good job communicating that it's a different person. It's very confusing, but that's okay. What else? Okay, what I want to say about it is like, you didn't have to say this. Like, this is so rude, and it's so uncalled for, and it's so fucked up, and like, I don't know. It's like, it's just not cool. And like, I'm glad that everybody seemingly has been like, hey, that dude is actually amazing, and like his acting is incredible. I'm glad people are sticking up for him. I've seen people say that this is the first anti-cancellation, which I think is fun. But it's yeah, it's there's just something about it. Like, you're one of the top fucking people in your industry. You hold a lot of power, and you're just speaking off the cuff, like shitting on somebody for like no reason, just because you don't personally like him. All you had to say was like, personally, I don't care for his performance in that, and I think it was miscast. That's it. That's still not maybe the nicest thing to say, but like, you're allowed to have opinions and be in the industry, right? Exactly. Like, the weakest male actor in SAG is a bold claim, and like, okay, we're still at like maybe defensible territory, but you're calling him the limpest dick in the world. Like, that's so gross and weird and uncalled for. Like, Tarantino has this bizarre fucking like fixation on penises and masculinity. He's very insecure in his own masculinity, I think, is the read that I get from this person. Yeah, and then calling him a weak sister. I mean, come on. Like, we're just being homophobic now. Like, it's very like high school, like 90s fucking misogyny and homophobia that's going on here. Maybe not misogyny is the right word. Help me out. Toxic masculinity and homophobia. That's what I'm looking for. And I just think it sucks. I think it's pretty indefensible. Like, why are you coming for this random guy? People are like, he must have had a personal beef. I don't know if anybody's asked Paul yet. Like, hey, what what happened there, right? But I wonder if like they have some kind of personal, like he tried to cast him and he said no, or like people have said that it's because Paul is very pro-Palestine, and like we'll get to that later, but I don't know that that's enough, because like a lot of actors are pro-Palestine and he's not listing all of them right here. He didn't come after fucking Mark Ruffalo, you know? I guess it's because it came up on the list, right? You wouldn't send him feet pics. I mean, maybe. It's not. By the way, did you guys like my title? My title for the stream? I was proud of that. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Yeah. He's far from the worst actor or the weakest. The older I get, the less I can tolerate his emotionally stunted antics. He's frozen in amber at 15 years old. I mean, he really is. Like, the emotional maturity leaves a lot to be desired, right? Tarantino just matches the energy of his interviewees, hence his awful code switching on BET back in the day. We're gonna get to that too. It's so funny. Yeah, Tarantino, I get what you mean. Doesn't go anywhere. I got confused the first time and didn't realize he was supposed to be the brother until he confronted his dad about the sold land. It's so, the first time I watched it, it was so jarring. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, I could have just said I didn't like it. Exactly. I remember seeing an interview talking about masculinity being lost in today's film and that true masculine actors don't exist today or something to that effect. I mean, all right. All right. All right. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I mean, bro. Bro. Am I to believe that this is the pinnacle of masculinity right here? This guy? This guy? This guy? He's a weird looking guy, okay? Is that really all it is? Is that he's weird looking? And look, another thing that I'll say that I have been saying, I've been on this for a minute, is that fucking, what is it? True Romance has one of the most terrible and embarrassing scripts I've ever heard. Or I've ever seen. It is so obviously like the most obnoxious, like self-insert, like male fantasy film, I think, of all time. Like he's meeting this girl at a kung fu triple feature and then having sex with her immediately after he like shows her his like video store. Like, brother, if you're gonna put your goddamn sexual fantasies in a movie, like all right, now I'm sounding like it's defensible. Like it's just so gross, you know, like the way that it plays. And then there's that weird fucking monologue where he uses the N-word like 1,000 times, and he said it was the piece of writing that he was the most proud of in his entire career on the audio commentary. And I'm like, but the monologue is just racist. Like, it's not. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird vibe. I'm not gonna say that Tarantino is racist. I am gonna say that he's kind of a misogynist, and he's like very like into the macho bullshit, and he's a fucking asshole. But I don't know that I would call him a racist, at least not overtly. But that's not really for me to decide. It can't be the Palestine thing because those comments came off from him praising Daniel Day-Lewis, who's very pro. I didn't realize Daniel Day-Lewis was on the level like that. Shout out my man. A while back, I read Tarantino's book, Cinema Speculation, and the whiplash between genuinely interesting thoughts and borderline illiteracy was jarring. That sounds exactly like what I would expect his writing to sound like. I have his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood book. I haven't read it yet. I haven't seen the movie either, so we'll get to that eventually. I used to like QT when I was 13 years old. I like old films and art movies and all that, especially the Asian films he rips off. Lady Snowblood is better than Kill Bill. I did not finish that fucking book for the same reason. Now, I like his movies. We're going to be talking about that in a bit, because I saw The Whole Bloody Affair this week. Despite his best efforts to get me to not go see it, I did go see it, and I have nothing but nice things to say about it. Well, almost nothing but nice things to say about it. We'll get to it. But himself as a person, I mean, it's rough. Like, it's just call it like it is, you know? It's a mixed bag, right? I think he genuinely champions worthwhile things. I think he tries to champion marginalized people in his movies. Like, he makes films like that are on text anti-racist and like with strong female leads, right? But I don't think he sticks the landing all the time. But I do want to give him credit for trying, right? Like, I think his heart is in the right place, but I also think he is like white privilege sort of personified, and like I don't know. I don't know too much about his upbringing, you know, but like goddamn. Definitely getting to separate art from artist territory now. I mean, I've been on my rant about that concept, but I know what you mean. I thought the book was a good companion to the film, but unless you like the movie, I don't think it's worth a read. Well, I'll watch it first, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm not really reading much at all these days, so I don't know that it's going to make the top of my list, but I do have it, so... All right. So, shout out Paul Dano. Fucking my man. I love him. When Ellis asked if Tarantino liked Dano in any other films, Tarantino took an opportunity to trash 2 other actors. I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson, and I don't care for Matthew Lillard. I feel like Owen Wilson is not getting the defense in the public eye that these other 2 men are, but I like Owen Wilson. I think he's a good actor. I think he's a good writer. I like him. And I think it's uncalled for. Matthew Lillard is like the best. Like, I don't know. I don't know that his acting style is for everyone. I think it can be a little bit histrionic, but as a person, like, he's so sweet. He's so nice. He's very, very vocally pro-trans, and I think he's great. So, like, what's your problem? You know, I guess I should be thankful that we weren't treated to a rant about trans women in sports or men in women's bathrooms or some other fucking, you know, right-wing du jour talking point, right? The second is that Tarantino has Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris, a comedy starring Wilson in his top 10 films of the century. I mean, it's pretty good, but relax. I spent the first time watching the movie loving it and hating him. The second time I watched the movie, I was like, oh, don't be such a prick. He's not so bad. He's not so bad. And then the third time I watched it, I found myself only watching him. Okay, so that's you saying it's a great fucking performance, right? So what's your problem with fucking Owen Wilson? I get saying you like tough guy movies, but saying they are bad actors for not being that way is so weird. Yeah, dude, like, that is another thing, is that these are, generally speaking, fairly sensitive actors who really put a lot of sensitivity and vulnerability into their roles. Paul Dano and Matthew Lillard especially, like, they very, very much tap into a extreme place of vulnerability for their roles. And that probably makes them uncomfortable to see men, like, overly emotional, you know? Owen Wilson, I think, is maybe more of a guy's actor, but still, I think he has a sensitivity to him, and a kindness to him that I admire. It's like coming for Donald Sutherland, like the king, soft boy, sensitive fucking male actor, you know? Fucked up. Find it funny QT doesn't want to watch the Hunger Games films because they're ripoffs of Battle Royale. Rich coming from him, since all he does is homage other films. We're literally about to get to that. But that was maybe the thing that bothered me the most. It wasn't the thing that I think is the most indefensible, but it's the thing that I think is most clearly, like, pure misogyny. Not just homage, some are just stolen, like the entire Reservoir Dogs plot. He denied it at first and acknowledged it was his interpretation. Love Matthew Lillard in Twin Peaks: The Return. Yeah, I think he maybe goes one notch too far, maybe, in like what I would have wanted for that performance, but it is still really good. And maybe not actually. I'm gonna defend it. I think it's a bold choice, and I defended it. I will defend it. But I could see somebody watching that and being like, "Hey, man, it's a little much," you know. Doesn't justify just shitting on him for no reason, but like, still, I see how you can personally not love it, right? What else? As if that weren't enough, Tarantino made no shortage of Gen Z enemies when he criticized Suzanne Collins' hugely popular Hunger Games franchise for he claimed seemingly ripping off the 2000 film Battle Royale in the book on which it's based. Some say it's a fair criticism, as much like the Hunger Games, Battle Royale centers on a young population forced to fight to the death by an authoritarian government. He says, Battle Royale is based on a novel. I don't understand how the Japanese writer didn't sue Suzanne Collins for every fucking thing she owns. They just ripped off the fucking book. In 2011, Collins told the New York Times she wasn't aware of the novel or movie until finishing her own book. I guess that's maybe plausible. I don't really believe that, but even so, like y'all already pointed out, it's fucking rich coming from Quentin Tarantino, the guy fucking pushing his uncredited remake of Lady Snowblood in fucking theaters right now to come after a woman specifically for taking inspiration from pre-existing Asian IP, right? That's real rich coming from you, buddy. Like, I think most people on the planet are more well equipped to make that criticism than Quentin fucking Tarantino, dude. Like, goddamn. Every fucking one of his movies is some kind of pastiche of various mostly Asian genre films, right? And like, I think that's cool. I actually really like that, and I will defend it. Like, I'll defend both instances. I think it's great to take inspiration from other things that exist, put your own spin on it, add your own flavor, put your own heart, vulnerabilities, etc. into what about that story works for you. I think it's really cool, and I think it's actually really dope that he creates like these sort of cinematic mixtapes of like all the different cool genre and exploitation films that he likes, and kind of recontextualizes them and puts them in a new I don't know, turns them into a new thing, right? Like, I think that that's really cool. So that's all well and good, but then don't go and fucking shit on female authors for like taking inspiration. It's also like not that unique of an idea, right? Like, yeah, it's very similar, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that like existing IP are that precious. Like, I think that we should be kind of stealing, you know? Like, I think that that's cool and good. Like, I think that sampling, I think that interpolating, I think that remaking, I think all that is really cool. And I'm a fan of it, you know? Like, how many fucking times do we need to see a Dracula movie? Like, we can make an Americanized sort of battle royale. I also think that they're pretty meaningfully and functionally different. Like, yeah, okay, Matt, you just said this, and I'm not watching the chat right now. I'm just on my soapbox, but you just said this. Like, like, I think that they're very different, and I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna fucking say it. I think the Hunger Games is better. I don't know what to tell you. I think Battle Royale is good, but I don't think it is making quite the same level of structural critique, and I don't think it gets quite as emotionally deep as the entirety of the Hunger Games series does. And maybe that's just because the Hunger Games is criticizing an American system, right? And that's where I live and have grown up. And then Battle Royale is more specific to Japanese culture, politics, governments, etc. And so maybe that's why it doesn't connect with me as much personally, but I think the Hunger Games is better. I'm just going to say that. And that doesn't really matter, but like, it's my opportunity to say it. So there you go. City on Fire being that. His fans say Reservoir Dogs is better and Ringo Lam is overrated, even though they don't even watch his other films. Full Contact is his best film. Like, it's like immaterial to me. Like, it's fine. You can say that Reservoir Dogs is better. Like, But then don't go and like shit on other people for like clearly being inspired by like Asian artists, you know? The thing with Hunger Games versus Battle Royale is that despite having kids fight each other, there are no similarities. They're pretty different. Everyone does it. Every musician does it. Every artist does it. We all take from the things that influenced us. Yeah, and like I think people like try to deny that because we have this weird idea of like I don't know, it's a very like capitalistic sense that like we have ownership over ideas, which is just bullshit, honestly. Like I think art is for everyone. That one of the main things I admire about hip hop and about hip hop culture is how community driven it is and how much borrowing and recontextualizing there is. I think sampling and interpolating are really, really cool things. It's unfortunate that that's under fire right now, but I like all that stuff. So I like remixes. I like edits. I like fan edits, I like all this stuff. I think it's really cool. Jeff agrees with me. I appreciate that. The Hunger Games is a similar idea, but not a full ripoff. Hunger Games is a class system made up world. Battle Royale is totalitarian Japanese future setting. We wouldn't have hip hop. Yeah, literally. Like, anyway. All right. Who's defending Paul Dano? Matt Reeves, the co-writer and director of The Batman, says, Paul Dano is an incredible actor and incredible person. Ben Stiller, who directed the actor in Escape at Dinamora. Whoa, thanks 9volt. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Vet bills suck. Hope you and the kitties are well. They're the fucking worst, dude. God. You're the best. Run it back. Godzilla's fucking popping off. We love you. Thank you. I was considering going to go get her, but it's going to be a whole thing, and she needs to be chill and relaxed. So we're not going to do it. Gotta run, but I hope you all have a lovely evening. Oh, thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate it. You're the best. I wish I didn't have to come here every week and be like, well, there's another set of fucking vet bills I have to deal with, but, it is what it is. Take the hits as they come, right? Okay, Ben Stiller, who directed the actor in a movie I've never heard of, also shared a post saying Paul Dano is fucking brilliant. Alec Baldwin chimed in via video posted to his Instagram proclaiming, I just want to say I love Paul Dano, and if you don't love Paul Dano... more people. Oh, we got someone calling him out. One of the more compelling defenses came from actress Colleen Foy, who plays the sister of Dano's Eli in There Will Be Blood. His incredible performance speaks for itself. I sat behind Quentin Tarantino at the cast and crew screening, and he was legit vibing with Paul's performance. His recent comments are incongruent with his reaction that night. I don't know, man. I feel like there's something weird going on, right? Okay, we'll go over that later. His list is weird. All right, so that's that one. Here is Daniel Day-Lewis coming to his defense. I thought this might be interesting. So, this article comes to us. The Guardian. Daniel Day-Lewis defends Paul Dano after Tarantino criticism. Yeah, we got that. An Instagram account claiming to be Daniel Day-Lewis is posted on Monday. Paul Dano is one of the best and most talented actors of his generation. Oh. And it apparently was a fan-run account. However, Daniel Day-Lewis's representatives added that the actor who suggested Dano for the role in There Will Be Blood after the original actor dropped out at short notice endorsed the sentiments. Interesting. Okay. So that's one way to do it. All right. Don't forget there are good remakes. John Carpenter's The Thing being the best remake, I feel. Godzilla 1998 and Point of No Return are the worst. Okay, I was about to say we're gonna have a problem if you're gonna go to bat for fucking Godzilla 98. But yeah, I agree. There was tons of good remakes, and I'm not as against the idea of them. You know, I think people need to relax a little bit. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said earlier. I think maybe he did turn him down, and he's fucking salty about it. Which is whack and childish, but it would at least make sense for this like behavior. I have one more about Ethan Hawke. Oh, this is a Joe Rogan clip, so pray for me right now. I guess we're gonna watch Joe Rogan. I'm gonna have my op on screen for a second. All right, this comes to us from Daily Beast. Let me know if this sound is okay. Let me yeah, the screen capture volume should be okay.
Where he's going off on that guy from
Paul
There
Dano.
Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know, here, that's a great lesson. It is actually. There's a great lesson. You know what? I don't think Paul Dano ever knew
Dano, my bad.
that so many people loved him.
Right.
Here's
right,
this
because so many
out of
people defended
nowhere.
him.
Yeah,
Right.
out of nowhere. Paul Dano's just going about his life. He's got to wake up one morning and find out
Dano.
this director's just went off on him and saying this hateful things. But anybody that knows Quentin knows he just talks, right? Anybody that knows Paul knows he's a great world-class human being. And, you know, and all this love for Paul's coming out. And it's a great lesson in that. You don't have to worry about the negativity that people send your way. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Even from one of the greatest actors or one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And guess what? I'm positive there are great directors that think I suck. I'm positive. Quentin at least says he just says whatever comes into his mind. I remember once I met some director, and I won't say his name, at a bar. It was a dive bar in New York. I said, he's a really famous big shot director. He's sitting there, and he'd just seen my most recent movie. He's like, you were pretty good in that one. And in the comment was the subtitle underneath it.
Thanks, Del. You too.
I have hated you for 27 years. It was so clear, you know.
And hypnosis came through.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough Joe Rogan. I can only take so much at a time. I wish A-list people would stop going on this fucking podcast. It is literally the level of Alex Jones now. Like, I think that's how we should be treating it, but I guess society just isn't there yet for whatever reason. But yeah, I was just curious if he was going to say anything like completely fucked up or reprehensible or bizarre or insane. I guarantee you we're 2-3 minutes away from Joe talking about fucking men and women's locker rooms or some shit, right? Or the COVID vaccine, or what are his other hobby horses? How they're fucking arresting people for social media posts in the UK. Yeah, shit like that. So we'll see. But anyway, apologize if I didn't give the proper trigger warning for Joe Rogan, but is there a clip here for this? Clot shot. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's sad. Here's Matthew Lillard saying that these comments hurt his feelings, which is sad because he's such a nice guy. Here we go. Here's maybe the most... Oh. This isn't working. I thought I had it pulled up. Anyway. I don't... Do I want to read this shit out loud? That's what those idiots were calling the COVID vaccine. Oh, I see. Okay. Jesus. Okay. As if this wasn't bad enough. All right. She was down with it. What has Quentin Tarantino said about his disgusting Roman Polanski defense? We've discussed Roman Polanski here on the program, okay? It's a nuanced issue. Not that he raped a 13-year-old, because that is what happened, right? But if we're talking about great artists who do reprehensible, indefensible, unforgivable things, and like squaring that with the art that they create, especially when it is in fact largely informed by that behavior, right? And then also what we do with criminals and quote unquote bad people long term, and whether or not we write them off forever, or whether or not that we can even have an accountability process for something like this, and whether or not punitive justice is the way forward for handling things like this. Those are all things that I think an intelligent person could talk about. Oh no. Sorry to bring down the mood, but 2 people have been found dead at Rob Reiner's home. Their ages match him and his wife. Let me look that up real quick. Didn't he just make a movie? Okay, they haven't been identified yet. This is the... Yeah, okay, yeah, he just put out Spinal Tap 2. Okay. And one of the greatest films of all time, The Princess Bride, and then Misery, another one of the greatest films of all time. Yeah, hopefully that's not... I mean, 2 people are dead regardless, so that's not great, but... Anyway, you didn't bring down the mood because we're about to talk about some pretty reprehensible shit. Anyway, everything I just said are something that maybe a halfway fucking intelligent or sensitive person could talk about. That's not what Quentin Tarantino did. Quentin Tarantino has a lot of opinions, as if hating on Paul Dano, who's an incredible actor, by the way, wasn't enough. An old audio of Tarantino has resurfaced where he is defending Roman Polanski's rape of a 13-year-old girl. Why are we censoring the word rape in a written article? What are we doing? We don't have to self-censor like this. I'm going to say this right now. Maybe don't hold me to this like forever, but god damn it. Like, you're never going to catch me saying like grape or fretophile or any of this stupid bullshit. I genuinely think that that's like harmful. Like, we need to, like, words have meanings and are powerful for a reason, you know? And like, I think it cheapens what we're talking about and makes it sound cutesy or silly, or these are very serious and very like awful things that we're talking about, you know? And I think that it's important to not turn them into like cutesy things. I'm never gonna say a stabby stab or a pew pew or unalive or any of that stupid shit. Like, I'm gonna use words because we're adults. This is what's wrong with my brain. I just follow a path and I can't stop. I think that's different than like using like racial slurs. Like, it's all contextual, right? So like, I'm not gonna be using slurs unless they're the ones I'm allowed to use. But I know that YouTube really doesn't like that, so I don't know, it might not be worth it for that, but I just really feel strongly about this. And I don't know, I guess my mind could be changed on it, but I think it is very childish, and it sort of, I don't know, cheapens these concepts, and I'm not about it. So anyway, that's a quick aside there. I'm gonna have this on screen right now so nobody can fucking clip me, but I wish I could find, you know what? We're gonna find the audio, because I think it's important to hear the tone in these things too. Most people do it so they don't get demonetized. That's true, but I don't think the rules are as strict as people think they are. I don't know about TikTok. Because I'm not monetized on there, I haven't noticed my visibility being hindered by me using certain words. On YouTube, I'm pretty familiar with the rules. You can definitely say these things. It's different if maybe it's different if you're like a really, really large channel, but at that point, I would just edit it so that it's like a regular censorship style thing. And I'm not saying grape. It's like Jesus. Hi, Steven. Thank you for being here. You missed my my thing at the beginning about my plea with my fucking cat. But we had a pretty awful night last night trying to take my cat to the ER, and then we've just been shitting on Tarantino for an hour now, so we're gonna get to the good parts eventually. Okay, we're gonna get to the nice stuff I have to say about him eventually, but we're at the worst of it right now, so we'll get there. Anyway, thanks for being here. Tarantino, Roman Polanski. Clip. Can I have the clip? Okay, apparently copyright claims are going around. Let me see if this is... Oh no, I don't need to know why. I think it's pretty clear. Okay, we have the clip. So infuriating when the pet just tries to die and you're trying to stop it. It does feel like she's trying. It does feel like my suicidality has rubbed off on her. No, it's not quite that bad. She's just, you know. All right, here's the clip. This might, I might not love the way this is being framed or whatever, but I just want it to be heard, because it's also incredible to me how Howard Stern is like so uncomfortable with this. All right, hopefully this works.
Cherry rape.
Yeah,
all right.
Well,
That's not quite the same thing. You know, he had sex with a minor. All right, that's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, all right, you're talking about violent, throwing them down. It's like one of the most violent crimes in the world. You can't throw, you know, throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around. All right, you know, it just doesn't apply to everything that people use it for. All right, you know, he was guilty of having sex with a minor. All right,
that she didn't want to have.
no, that was not the case at all. She wanted to have it.
Well,
and dated the guy, and
she was 13.
and found out. Well, and by the way, we're talking about America's morals. We're not talking about the morals in Europe and everything. Look, she was down with it.
Oh, you're crazy.
And she's talked about it. She's talked about it.
Oh,
now she's an adult.
So crazy.
I don't believe this, right? I mean, not at 13. Not for these 13-year-old party girls out there.
Oh my.
Really?
All right. A little bit dramatic at the beginning there, but Jesus Christ. I mean, look, man. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down for that. Sirius XM, this is fair use. Don't come for me, okay? But Jesus. I hope we don't... Okay, you said it first. Nosferatu, thank you. You gotta be a real disgusting person to make Howard Stern uncomfortable. Truly one of the most famously scumbag guys, right? And he's out here like, bro, pump the brakes. Like, Jesus. He had sex with a minor. That's not rape. Gee, like, bro, that's literally what it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she was down with this, not with these 13-year-old party girls. Come on, man. Like, this is so indefensible. Like, even if you grant the most charitable good faith version of this, and I want to be very clear before I start saying this, I disagree with this, right? Yeah, honestly, the morals in Europe, so he's saying he'd do it if he could, essentially. Guy who knows the age of consent in every fucking state, right? Like, I think people use this defense a lot for David Bowie, and like, I don't think we have to defend David Bowie for this, but it's I think an important nuance, though it doesn't make it defensible that, you know, David Bowie statutorily raped, I think, a 16-year-old girl, maybe a 14-year-old girl, something like that. And to this day, she was like, it wasn't rape. I wanted to do that. I was fully consenting. I was fully understanding what I was doing. Like, we had a great relationship. I still think of him highly, et cetera, et cetera. So people will say that as like you know, it's complicated. It's like, okay, just because it worked out doesn't mean that it's like it worked out, meaning like this person wasn't traumatized and this person doesn't feel violated. Just because that is true doesn't mean that you didn't do something morally wrong, right? So like that's the most charitable version of this, is like if we're assuming that this person, and I know that this victim has said that she doesn't want Roman Polanski to be punished for the rest of his life for this. Like she's kind of like, hey, I'm done. Like I'm over it. Y'all keep bringing it up. We're cool. It's done. Like that's not the same thing as saying she was down with it. That's just saying she believes in accountability and every like and she believes in moving away, moving on from these things, right? That she personally doesn't want this to define her life and be brought up for the rest of her life, right? So like I think he's misunderstanding that, but like the most fucking charitable version of this is like, oh, well, she claims to have consented at the time and she claims that she still feels it was consensual now. That's the most charitable version. But he's not saying that. Like he's saying that generally speaking, just as a rule, he believes that having sex with 13-year-old girls is not by definition rape, and that it's not rape at, he's saying at 13 like it's some crazy old age. That's shockingly young to be like defending this. Like it's so gross. 13-year-old party girls, bro, that's a child. I don't know what to tell you. That's a child. Like it's not even like that's very young. Like even the like guy who makes a point to talk about ephebophilia, like even that guy is gonna say 17, you know, like Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay, let's see what he had to say. This is a great image. Yeah, my face. My face when I accidentally defend raping 13-year-old girls. Bro, like, that's brutal. What kind of pictures we got here? He's just a weird guy. I don't know, man. When was that Howard Stern interview from? Good question. Says back when he was convicted of the offense. So fandomwire.com should have a better article, but I remember when this Howard Stern episode dropped, the mix of Tarantino wanting to give Stern an incendiary moment and his ego never being bigger and feeling untouchable after making Bastards. 09, I think. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. This is the kind of shit that happens when you have yes men around you constantly, right? 15 years later, so 2003, if that math is correct, because this is the apology in 2018. He says, I want to publicly apologize to Samantha Geimer for my cavalier remarks on the Howard, he's using one of my favorite words, cavalier, speculating about her and the crime that was committed against her. 15 years later, I realized how wrong I was. Mrs. Geimer was raped by Roman Polanski. Not terrible so far. When Howard brought up Polanski, I incorrectly played devil's advocate in the debate for the sake of being provocative. I didn't take Mrs. Geimer's feelings into consideration. For that, I'm truly sorry. Yeah. This petition thing is a little bit more nuanced in that I think this was a thing that publicists were pushing, and a lot of actors have said that they didn't realize that they were on that. But this is a pretty indefensible stain on this industry's history, right? It's not great. So this first part I think is good. Like if you're just saying, hey, 15 years ago, I had bad ideas around consent. I had bad ideas around this case in particular. I was misled. I was not thinking clearly, whatever you want to say. If you just say that straight up and you're like, I now realize that those were bad ideas. You know, people can choose to forgive you or not, but that's honest, right? That's honest. That's taking accountability. This shit where he says he's playing devil's advocate, he's not playing devil's advocate. He's just straightforwardly defending it for the sake of being provocative. I mean, maybe, but Jesus, like now we're walking it back. Now we're trying to make excuses, and it's not great. It's not a great statement, in my opinion. So like, I don't know, it feels like damage control. It doesn't feel like a genuine thing, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess, right? Mm-mm. Do you think Quentin Tarantino and Roman Polanski were in the right? Let us know in the comments. That's a bit cavalier. End your article with. Da, 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 da. Yeah, there's a lot of women on this list too. I don't know. This was a weird thing where I feel like people were maybe misinformed about what happened, or maybe were not 100% sure what they were signing, or I don't know, man. Yeah, exactly. I think it's funny that at the beginning they have this like trigger warning and they're like, this article discusses themes of rape involving a minor, sexual abuse, and victim blaming. Viewers' discretion is advised. And at the end, they're like, do you think that that was chill and cool? Leave us a comment. Bro, goddamn. That's so obnoxious. Okay. 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 Oh, I had another article pulled up where he apologizes, so let me give credit to this real quick. I like how the Guardian does this where it tells you how old the article is at the top, because a lot of places will just straight up like republish stuff as if it was posted yesterday, and it wasn't, and it's not. Great, in my opinion. So let's see if there's different comments in this. I was ignorant and insensitive, and above all, incorrect. The comments follow on from an interview with Geimer earlier this week. He was wrong, she said to the New York Daily News. I bet he knows it. I'm not upset, but I would probably feel better if he realizes now that he was wrong. After 15 years after hearing the facts. I don't know, man. I feel like she's really trying her best in a bad situation, right? Yeah, Roman Polanski is a really complicated figure. Now that's not me defending this incident in particular. Like, that was indefensible and among the worst things a person can do that he did do, but like there's also the fact that he is a survivor of the Holocaust, and like his wife was murdered in the Charles Manson thing, and I mean, just truly an insane life, and like just trauma stacked on trauma and all this other shit, right? Like, plus like a genius, brilliant director. Like, I don't know. It's complicated, and I don't think it's valuable to pretend like those parts of his life and his personhood aren't there, or to pretend like his work is bad because he did bad things, right? That's all different than saying 13-year-old party girl. Jesus. Oh man, it was 03. I guess it was making the rounds everywhere on YouTube in 09. Yeah, we're gonna have a Django era clip later. Tape of Tarantino's interview was brought to light after the director was accused of negligence by Uma Thurman on the set of Kill Bill. In an interview with the New York Times, the actor recalled unsafe working conditions that resulted in a car accident. I am guilty for putting her in that car, but not the way that people are saying I am guilty of it, he has said. It was just driving. None of us looked at it as a stunt. Maybe we should have, but we didn't. I'm sure when it was brought up to me that I rolled my eyes and was irritated, but I'm sure I wasn't in a rage and I wasn't livid. The stuff that went on is appalling, veteran stunt performer Andy Armstrong told The Hollywood Reporter. That could have been a death by decapitation. The car could have easily have rolled over. The camera could have flown forward. It was irresponsibility on a mega level. Let me watch this real quick. Because I was trying to think, which scene it was in which she crashes the car. Don't remember this part. I don't know if it made it in the cut or if I'm misremembering it. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I guess I'll share my screen. Here's this. Doesn't look good. If someone can remind me what part of the movie this is, because I don't remember it. But yeah, it doesn't look great. Yeah. I don't know. Dealing with complicated stuff, right? Does this have sound? I guess not. Yeah, it's brutal. Isn't that when she goes to Mexico and meets Esteban, driving on the way to Bill's house? Maybe, but did she crash in the movie? Or is that just something that happened? I guess she was just driving and there were other unsafe working conditions that led to a car accident, as opposed to there was a car accident scene in the film, right? Yo, I've been just staring at my hair for like, what, an hour and a half now? I really like it. I actually really like this hair dye. So hopefully it just lasts long this time, right? That would be nice. Okay. What else do we got? What brand? It's Manic Panic. I remember reading that she expressed concerns and he insisted and she drove and crashed. Yeah, that sounds right. So then we have from the Uma crash, yeah. We have here from Deadline his list of his top 20 films of the 21st century and his comments on them. This is just a quick thing that I wanted to talk about because I thought it was whack as fuck. The number 3 is Lost in Translation. I fell so much in love with Lost in Translation that I fell in love with Sofia Coppola and made her my girlfriend. I courted and wooed her, and I did it all in public. It was like it was out of a Jane Austen novel. I didn't know her well enough to get together on my own, but I kept going to events. I spoke to Pedro Almodovar about this, and we both agreed it was such a girly movie in such a delicious way. I hadn't seen such a girly movie in a very long time, and I hadn't seen such a girly movie like that be so well done. Am I tripping that that's just straight up fucking misogynist to be like, oh, a girl movie that's good? Crazy. I feel like Pedro Almodovar did not say that. I don't know. I feel like he's more intelligent and more sensitive than that, right? Am I? Help me out here. Be honest with me. Don't be my yes people in here. Am I tripping? Am I being too much by saying that shit is obviously misogynist, right? Like, it just, I mean, it's in keeping with some of his other good job making your girly movie, you dumb girl. Yeah, literally that's how it sounds. That's how it reads. Like, bro. Jesus. Anyway, that's just a quick one that, like, really bothered me when I read it. Wait, I want to know what he says about The Passion of the Christ, my least favorite film of all time. Okay, this is a good take. I was laughing a lot during the movie. Let me just share this. There's Jesus getting fucking beat to shit. I was laughing a lot during the movie, not because we were trying to be perverse, laughing at Jesus getting fucked up. Extreme violence is just funny to me. You don't say, Quentin Tarantino. And when you go so far beyond extremity, it just gets funnier and funnier. We were just groaning and laughing at how fucked up this was. Mel did a tremendous directorial job. He put me in that time period. I talked to Mel Gibson about this, and he looked at me like I was a fucking nut. Okay, that's a good take. That's maybe my least favorite film of all time. But liking it because it is a torture porn and that's what you're into is a defensible take. I'll say that. That's really funny. I mean, it makes sense. It's like maybe the most violent movie I've ever seen. So yeah, Tarantino would look at that and be like, hell yeah, bro, that shit rips. Okay. What else we got? They just keep coming. Okay. This one comes to us from J Feed, which I believe is an Israeli news source. So they're framing this like it's cool and good, but we'll talk about it. Quote, I'll die as a Zionist. Quentin Tarantino's unshakable life in Tel Aviv during the war. That's one way to put it. Actress Daniela Pick revealed that her husband, acclaimed director Quentin Tarantino, refused to leave Tel Aviv during the war, telling her, whatever, like if something happens, I'll die as a Zionist, as she shared intimate details of their family life in Israel in her new Hollywood role. The couple who reside in Tel Aviv with their 2 children made it clear that leaving Israel during the war was never an option. Absolutely not. First of all, Quentin takes it the easiest way in the world. Most of the time, he wouldn't even go down to the shelter if I didn't tell him, and I have 2 small children in my arms, so he helps me. He isn't afraid. It was during the war that Tarantino said, we'll be here. It was clear. Confirmed there are no plans to uproot the family from their North Tel Aviv home. Tarantino himself has been quoted previously saying, I love it in Israel. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't be there. A warm and supportive family man. Yep. Cool and chill, as we see. So that's another quote that's making the rounds. I was wondering if it was made up, actually, because it sounded so like... it's like something you would make up to make him sound like a psycho piece of shit. But there it is, right? So yeah. Identifying as a Zionist to the grave in the year of our Lord 2025 is certainly a choice, given the mass slaughter, genocidal fucking behavior, mass starving, warmongering fucking garbage going on over the... I mean, where do you even start? I mean, you can see. You see right there? Right there? It's fucking Free Palestine in this stream, right? Like, that's not negotiable, right? So, like, this is indefensible. But to, like the Onion type of post, it is. Because I can't help myself, and I'm gonna add some amount of nuance to this, like, it is harder to see what's happening when you're this far in it. Yeah, spam those flags in the chat, bro. Like, hell yeah. Like, if you live there, like, human beings, like, the psychology it's very difficult to get past that. And, like, it's not impossible. There's people who do it. There's tons of young Israeli people that are, like, saying, hey, I don't fuck with this. Like, absolutely not. But I think it's some absurd amount of the people in Israel are like, hell yeah, this rules, and like want to do it more, which is crazy. The in-group preference in human beings is the source of most suffering, probably, but it is also pretty what is the word I'm looking for? Pretty consistent across time and across geography and everything, right? And so yeah, if your fucking like family lives there, yeah, you're gonna feel a certain type of way about it. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know what it would feel like to be in that conversation, but I'd like to know what he thinks of Netanyahu defending Hitler. Yeah. As an outsider, I'm sure he has been surrounded by a near impenetrable wall of pro-Israeli propaganda. I mean, like, yeah, that's sort of the idea, right? It's also not impossible, because I feel like I think it's actually pretty analogous to like grow up in America, in the United States, being fed nonstop all this like propaganda about us as the good guys in the world police, and giving like sharing freedom and democracy around the world and shit. And it's difficult, but it's not impossible to unlearn that programming and stuff, right? And also, like, brother, you moved there. Like, it's not like you grew up there, that comment should be the reason why you should be getting shat on this past month by people over the Dano thing. I agree. That's kind of why I was building up to this, is like, let's start with the easy dunks and get into the more egregious, serious stuff. And I have seen this a lot, but not to the extent, right? Okay. That's all my shitting for the day. That's all my that's all of Tarantino's greatest hits right now. Now I just want to show a couple things that I just think are funny. And that's it. Let's cool down from genocide and all of that, right? This video has been living in my head rent free. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I God, this is a fucking nightmare. Showing Instagram videos is kind of a nightmare, but this video, this skit has been living in my head just rent free constantly. We're gonna watch this together.
Idea for a Christmas movie is it's kind of messed up. Basically, the North Pole is taken over by Viet Cong. They back. And the only people that can save them are the OGs, the Wu-Tang Clan. That's right, we doing a whole reunion of the crew. RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, the Chef, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, everybody. Now you may be wondering, Quentin, who's playing Old Dirty Bastard? ODB can't be coming back. Oh, ODB coming back, ain't no question about it. Old Dirty Bastard will be played by Christoph Waltz, baby. So, my idea for...
Okay. Okay, that was all. I just had to share that because I can't stop. It's like stuck in my head. That was over and over. The cone switching. Yeah. Old Dirty Bastard will be played by Christoph Waltz. Has just been on a loop in my head. My one note is that it would have probably been funnier and more accurate if he himself was playing Old Dirty Bastard. I think that's more accurately to be. Vocal stimming to that must be wild. You know, you gotta be careful, because I can't be talking like this. But that's like, you know, it is what it is. Okay, last clip. This is just very funny to me. This comes to us from the last podcast on the left.
I'm not that computer savvy. So if he had sent me something that I plug into my computer, I don't know if I would have ever heard it. All right, hey, download this. I don't know how to do that. All right, you know, so he put it on a cassette tape. Then Jamie, my man, all right, goes to the BET Awards, comes back with Rick Ross. Rick Ross and the whole posse. We all got contact time on the set that day. Go over to Carrie with my little tape recorder, play it. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's in the movie. And Anthony Hamilton brought in a joint that was just fantastic. And I took it home and I played it. This is the bomb.
Brother. Someone needs to tell Quentin Tarantino that he is indeed a white man. I don't know what to say. Oh, man. Oh, no, I suffered through this live. I haven't seen it since. Much worse than I remember it being. Was that edited? I guess I don't know for a fact. I think it was edited in the sense that they were zooming in on the people around him as he was speaking, but no, that's him talking. So, like, this is a pretty reputable, like, research-heavy podcast, so I don't think that they're making shit up, but man, it's rough. It's rough. Picture of him in Wu Wear throwing up the fist always kills me. Can I find that? Quentin Tarantino. Wu Wear. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no. I can't find him throwing up the fist. It's an interview of him talking in it. Oh man. He's silly. It's bad. Anyway, here's him. Here he is. Oh boy. Is this it? Is this the interview here? Here's him talking about Django for 3 minutes. Click on this. Am I gonna regret this? Am I going to regret this?
What's your name?
Django.
So, this is not the History Channel version of slavery.
No.
I mean, how'd you get into this? What was the inspiration for?
Well, yeah, the idea is I've always wanted to do a Western, and in particular one with a spaghetti Western kind of aesthetic vibe. And in trying to figure out, the landscape of spaghetti Westerns, they're very brutal. Oftentimes they seem...
All right, hopefully that didn't get me in trouble. Tarantino, had he not made it in movies, would 100% be a shitposter on social media behind an anime profile picture passing as a person. I mean, at least trying to, right? All right. I think we've had our fun. Now let me do some maybe serious analysis for a second and talk about this. Talking proper English with the Englishman. It's, yeah. Quite different from that last clip, right? All right, so that all being said, here's my review for Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. QT is a complete ass, but let's not pretend like this isn't a stone cold masterpiece. Yeah, I sat in the theater for 5 hours with this, right? The fourth film by Quentin Tarantino, uncut, unrated, and shown in its entirety. Complete cut combining Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 follows a bride, a former assassin who awakes from a 4-year coma after being shot by her mentor and lover, Bill. She embarks on a vengeful quest to eliminate Bill and the deadly Viper assassination squad who betrayed her. Excuse me. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to see this because Kill Bill is definitely among my favorite movies. I don't know how high up it would be, but it's up there, right? It's in there somewhere on the list, right? By the way, we're at almost 2 hours. Have we had any stream issues? Did it actually work? Did we fix it? Is it all good? Hope so. Couple hiccups, but we got there eventually, right? Yeah, so I wasn't entirely sure the extent to which this was going to be different, and it is re-edited a little bit. I think the chapter inserts are maybe different, and then the sequence with the Crazy 88 is in color. The anime sequence showing Lucy Liu's backstory, I think, is extended, and there's a couple minor tweaks to story and pacing that I think are more effective in this cut. I really hope that this gets a physical media release, because if I ever watch Kill Bill again, I mean, I will. The next time I watch Kill Bill, I would prefer it be this cut. It'll probably end up on my Flex server at some point, but setting that aside, I would like it to be on a disc, on 4K. That would be really nice. I've heard that the 4Ks of the Kill Bill movies are not great, but hopefully this one would be done different, better. I don't know. But this is the cut that I prefer and that I would like to see going forward. So yeah, these are films that I watched in high school, as most people probably have who are of that age or whatever, right? And I loved it, but I wasn't as familiar with the influences. And I haven't seen every influence on this film. I haven't seen I haven't seen Lady Snowblood, for example. I used to have it. I don't anymore, but I haven't taken the time to watch that yet. But it is a yeah, I thought it would be interesting to go into it now, having seen a lot more Asian cinema, a lot more kung fu movies, a lot more westerns and spaghetti westerns in particular, a lot more classic noir, a lot more exploitation with a thriller, A Cruel Picture in particular. And so I thought that I might go into it. Crazy how the deletion of the original Volume 1 ending with Bill makes the movie better. That's the main difference, and I think it is much better. I think the ending is so much more effective without that. So, if you still get a chance to see this in theaters, I think you really should. I mean, fuck, man. Like, 5 hours in the theater. I hope you have comfy seats. It's kind of brutal, but it was worth it. And I got to see it on a really nice, like, big screen with a really good seat. It was awesome. It was so sick. Like, as soon as it started. Okay, at the point I was making originally, I wanted to say that, like, I thought maybe I would watch this and be like, oh, yeah, it's just derivative. It's just silly. Like, it's just, like, a clip show. Whatever. He's just ripping shit off. I don't feel that way. I feel like it is a genuine, like, loving tribute to all the things that he loves. And, like, does enough things differently with each of these elements that it creates something new and something original and something unique and something worth seeing on its own. And also, just as a movie, fuck, man, it's like a miracle. It's so brilliantly crafted and created. I can't even believe, like, every scene in this movie almost would be the coolest scene in most other movies, right? Like, it's insane to me to be sitting here like 3 hours in and we get the live burial scene, which is incredible. And then we get, like, I'm trying to think of another late scene in the film. I just like all of them. I think maybe my only note really is that, like, towards the end when she confronts Bill, that scene is probably too long. He's just monologuing for a while, and at that point I was like, oh my god, I'm ready to get up. But oh, also in the credits, shout out, there was a shout out to Dennis Bartok of Deaf Crocodile, who is a friend of mine. And so I was like, that was crazy. I was just like, I was fucking Leo in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meme, just being like, you know, like, yo, I know that guy. Literally nobody around me knew or cared, but I was kind of like, I know that guy. So that was fun for me. Between this and Bill Plimpton, I am, from 2 different avenues now, 1 degree of separation from Quentin Tarantino. So I guess if he sees this, sorry? I don't know, man. Maybe think before you speak. Maybe have better opinions. I don't know. Thanks for the movies, though. Keep those up. I don't know why you insist on not making any more movies, but you probably should. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so expertly directed and crafted and filmed and acted. I watched this and I was like, Uma Thurman is putting in maybe one of the best performances of all time right now. Like, it is her fucking movie, dude. It's so, like, she is carrying this thing, like, for fucking 5 hours, and it's insane the way that she switches from, like, incredible physical action performances to incredible dramatic close-ups. She does all of it effortlessly, and it's so good. Like, I was like, was she nominated for an Oscar? I feel like she should have been. And then I looked and she wasn't nominated for shit. Like, not even in the like, it was like some genre awards and stuff. But I was like, man, the Academy really just doesn't care about genre stuff, huh? I mean, maybe they're getting a little bit better about that, but, like, this is an all-timer. Great performance. Like, for sure. It really is Tarantino at his most hip-hop. He is throwing every sample at his disposal to make something so fresh and new. That's exactly right. Like, it is a film that has a hip-hop ethos, and, like, it helps that the RZA does the soundtrack, right? So, like, the music is great. It, like, the amount of Ennio Morricone music, like, all over this thing, the amount of visual references to other films, it's just, yeah, like, the finale, it was gorgeous. It was, like, so much more emotionally impactful, I think, in this, especially if you spend so much time with her. I don't know, man. It's funny. It's, like, thrilling. It's compelling. It really doesn't drag or get boring over 5 hours. Like, God, left. The battle with Lucy Liu in the snow, dude, just so gorgeous. Some of the scenes with the I'm trying to think how to describe it. Like I'll pull up a picture and then y'all help me out. That's funny. But this shit here with the blue, what would you call this? How would you describe these scenes? They're so gorgeous and so striking. This is very funny to me. This is one of the backdrops. And like this one, yeah, the extended anime sequence is really cool. I mean, just this shot. There's just so much good shit. Like, he knows what he's fucking doing, you know? Like, call it like I see it. My man knows what he's doing, you know? He can make a fucking good movie. He's an incredible director. But that's that. And then the other thing that I watched, I mean, wait, why are there two of them? Okay, this is a good places I need to talk about it. What the actual fuck? What the fuck do you mean it was a Fortnite advert? What do you mean I sat through 15 minutes of credits for 7 minutes of a Fortnite advert? I'm extremely fucking angry right now, especially because without it, the film would have been 5 stars. I'm fucking seething. I was in the cinema for 5 fucking hours for this bullshit. I don't know why there's 2 of them on here. I imagine this is gonna get deleted soon. So I'm not gonna log this. I guess technically it is different because it has that chapter at the end. The silhouette shots, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It's so beautiful. Okay, the director credit is back on it. So wait, where did it go? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. The director credit went off of it for a second. But yeah, there's a very, very long credit sequence, and then afterwards you get this so like the idea is he wrote this scene in the script, but they never got to shoot it, so now they've done it in Fortnite. Yeah. Visionary director Quentin Tarantino had a dream of a Kill Bill chapter that never made it to the silver screen, a chapter known as Yugi's Revenge. Over 20 years later, Tarantino and Epic have come together to bring the story to life in Fortnite. So Uma Thurman does the voice. A new person. So it's, what's her name? One of the best characters in the movie. I forget her name, but it's like her sister that like tries to get revenge. You can log Yuki's Revenge, and I did. This might be his last film if he doesn't get his shit together and make another one. But what am I trying to say? It's not good. It just isn't. It's hideous. I really hate the way it looks. It's janky as fuck, and it doesn't really need to exist. I'm not really sure why this was so worth like revisiting. It's just kind of an action scene. It doesn't really progress the story or do much, and like it just isn't very good. It looks hideous and I hated it. Yeah, so I guess sit through it if you want, but yeah. Not great. Quinn wants to be a part of youth culture. I guess. I don't know what compelled him to make this Fortnite. They must have offered him a lot of money or something, right? I don't know. I don't even know. A new house in Tel Aviv, perhaps. Okay, y'all. I was maybe gonna do some more new movie reviews, but we went long on this, so he should have done it with an actual anime like it's done in the movie. Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be. And it's Fortnite. I don't know, man. It's not great. Yeah, we went a little long on this, so I think I'm calling it for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out with me and being so active. It was very appreciated. Gotta bounce. Early workday tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for being here. I'm only going to be here about 2 more minutes, so you picked a good time to leave. All right. I guess if anybody wants to drop any last-minute tips, that would be appreciated, but if not, that's totally fine. And let me run these back. The whole crew. Thank you. To our anonymous goated favorite. And thank you to 9volt, our non-anonymous goated favorite. Running that shit back. Hell yeah. Peace out. Luna, thank you for being here. Thank you for being so active. I would love to see you in the future to chat as well. Next week, we'll probably do new movie reviews unless something is really in the news and in the discourse that I want to weigh in on. The Beast in Me on Netflix was good. I don't know what that is, but I might have to add it to the list. Beast in Me. Oh. Oh, it's a miniseries. It's a lot of investment. Time. It's a whole thing. That's the thing. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I hope you have a lovely week. We're getting into the Christmas season, if that's your thing. I am personally a big fan of Christmas. As a hater of Christ, I am a lover of Christmas. That's it. Thanks, y'all. I'll catch you next time. Bye.